Alright, we're back to this game. I did play a bit first because I wanted to reduce the amount of participants there were involved in this potential civil war. Mainly because I wanted to reduce all the participants, the potential participants, to just Pannonia. So we'll do the civil war, and then we'll fight Trinavantia, I think. Alright, give me a sec. I feel like it's easier to religiously convert people when I mean, you got to bear in mind like, I'm civilized, right? And I feel like as a civilized nation, I've had more opportunities to religiously convert pops. Okay, look for all the cities. I'm going to start putting... no, we won't put temples. That's a bad idea. there. We've got a temple there and there. Okay, good stuff. Okay, come on. Tyrant. It's 9 or 7. Yeah, the 9, thanks. What we get? 8. Sure, that's a 9. And that's a 9, but I think he's high. He's 11. Parliamented family. Familia. Okay, give free hands, and then we'll get rid of this guy. Unpause, and then give him a title again. So wherever he is, the one that I pissed off. What is he? He's 8. Level 8. This guy. Perfect. So I'm trying to force the revolt to start in Pannonia. Oh fuck, it started there as well. Okay, split the troops. Start moving the other half there. Slow down. Hey, how's it going? I want to win this war before I lose too much stability. Don't care about their opinion. Well, I can go fuck off. Lucky. Let it be gentle. Good stuff. Because those are potential pops, right? That I don't want to lose. Good stuff. Keep going. These are the last armies that I have to defeat. I think if I defeat them, then I win the war. Urana. Is that what they call their city? Urana. Ah, okay, I didn't win the war. Whatever. That's fine. I don't mind. Tektasagia I've already got a claim on. Orsitania, I don't have a claim on. And later Vicia, which I think I already have a claim on, so we're going to go Orsitania. Move those guys onto those boats. And we won the war. Good stuff. We're gonna let the looting be gentle. Yeah, you can join my family. Stop. Move. Now everyone is moving. And then we're gonna build some boats. I'm gonna build Liburnians everywhere. Alright, there we go. And now I'm gonna go and invade Trinovantia for the achievements. So where are we? It is Pytheas' legacy. So I need Orcades, Cantiacia, and Scandia. So Cantiacia is over here. Orcades is up here, and Scandia is over here. So I think once I take bits up here, do I have a claim on these guys? I don't. I'm not sure if I can though. Demnonia also has territory up here as well, in Carvitia. Anyway, it doesn't matter, because I'm going to attack these guys. Alright, let's do this. When does Divine Sacrifices end? Okay, 2 years. So I'm going to do it before 518, or around 518. Cool. Alright. You know, I really should be focusing on this, because I'm going to end the playthrough, right? As soon as I've done the achievement. I don't know why I'm, like, focusing so much on this. I think I would be justified if I was playing the Scania playthrough, but I'm not, or the, like, Spartan Athenian playthrough. I'll just double check if there are any other achievements that I can go for, just in case, but otherwise it is kind of pointless. Desecrate holy sites for at least 10 different religions.
Hey, that's pretty
As
good.
Massalia, blah blah blah. So that's it. That's it. That's all. Hello, American Patriot. How's it going? That was a good decision. Clearly. He bribed me with $8. I was convinced. I was convinced by this guy's friendship when he gave me $8. Wow, this guy's really cheap. So corrupt. He'll take anything. I need to build some roads. What's my tech like? I'm not sure if I can now, actually. Is it possible? Civic advances, and that's... I thought I'm on civic advances for... It says greater or equal to? No, it's greater than 4, right. So I need to increase my tech. One more level, and then we can do this. Bam. I'm not sure if that's enough. Oh, that isn't part of Kantika. Alright, Kantiaka. However you pronounce it. No, I'm going to keep the boats here, because we want to add them to the Navy straight away. Yeah. Alright, keep going. Let's go. We're going to wipe these guys out. Wipe the floor with them. I still can't fabricate on Scandia. I might change my capital, right, in order to do that. That's a possibility. Because I need to get this done before 550. I definitely can do it before 550, but the quicker the better. Because anything could happen, and I don't want to like deal with like stability issues. Although I mean, I probably won't, honestly. We remember this crime. This crime. Can't speak. Wow, is that it? Alright, we'll increase our army maintenance. Yeah, you see? Lost stability. Stability, just like that. I think I might declare war soon. I mean, while I'm in the middle of this war. I mean, Coritania, right? That's territory I kind of want. Kind of, not really. I don't really care about it, honestly. I don't even need it. But I'll take it anyways. Our doctors are overrated. Can't speak. Fuck. Oh yes, destroy this as well, because we want to get the cash. We don't need the fort there. Alright. We'll move... Volgiantium. Where is that? Yeah, fuck it, why not? Cool. Oh, yes. Oh, I love the xenophobes. And we're about to siege this down. Perfect. Attack that guy. Siege this down. And attack, 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 attack. Alright, well, we don't need the army maintenance anymore. Alrighty. Come on, people. stuff. Yeah, have him flogged in front of the troops. He's a mercenary, so he doesn't care. As long as he gets the money, then it's all good. Oh, Ikenia. Oh, you're involved in this war too. That's good. Alright, you guys are going up here. Alrighty. Awesome. Partial advances, good stuff. We're gonna look at our tech, and we're gonna go with equal integration. We want to go down to gradual economic integration because we want to increase our cultural assimilation modifiers. Praise the animals. Yes. Yeah, have them flogged in front of the troops. Just keep flogging my generals. Eventually they're gonna learn how to do this thing. You know? Alright, let's have a look at our capital region. Good stuff. Awesome. Admirals, you will go. We'll increase our stability as well. Very good. It's very small price as well. Small price to pay for that. Alright, we've increased the diplomatic relations, which we don't need, honestly. Yeah, put them to death. Good stuff. Oh my god. Yeah. Fuck yes. Awesome. Alright, we'll start building those grand theaters now. Oh fuck, just yeah, grand theater. There we go, perfect. And we'll use up those troops. Where is Kavisha? Fuck. Fuck. Alright. Reinforce everyone. Fuck. Is he really that good? Fuck. Fuck. God fucking mutinous bastards. Have them float in front of the troops again. Fuck. You're fucking kidding me. Alright, I got Photodinia. Good. So we're not going to have a white piece anytime soon. Alright, I think I'm gonna go and start invading. Yeah, I'm gonna invade them soon. So I'm gonna prepare for that. 8 Rugia. How long to go? 1st of August. Hopefully nothing happens between then. Between now and then. I did build those theatres, didn't I? I did. So it didn't do as great an effect as I was expecting. Pythagoras is doing a great job. I trust that guy. He knows his math. Alright, we already won the war and 1 month hasn't already... 1 month hasn't passed. Alright, and now on the Great Power. Awesome. Can I do my thingamo? Imperial ambition. I don't have enough territories. Alright, so we're looking for Caledonian culture. So what I'm going to do now is, what kind of culture group is it? It is Prytani. So I look for Prytani. And we're going to go and colonize the Caledonians. Found colony. So Sketis, if I can find that. There we go. And I'll start moving these Massalians. Oh fuck. Most of these guys are bloody civilized. Not really gonna work, is it? We're going to go with social mobility because we want to demote a lot of these citizens that have moved since. So I'm going to save. Give me a sec. I'm just going to fast forward. Sorry, give me a sec. I kind of zoned out there for a sec. Alright. Fuck yes. Alright, move this guy. We just need one more. Am I using social mobility? Oh, maybe I am. Oh, shit. Yeah, it's very slow. Yeah, this guy's got good finesse. So I don't know why it's gone so slowly. Maybe it's just because there aren't that many people here. Total pops. Naval demoting. Yeah, that's it. That's all it is. It's just not many people. Yeah, you can cover the costs. Oh, really? Wow. When does colonial adventures end? Next year. How do I create new levies? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Well, I guess I kind of do know what you mean by that. But if you mean something else, I wouldn't know. But essentially, if you want to raise levies, you go into the military screen here at F7, and raise levies like this. Or you can go into the levies map mode and raise levies from there. I'll just use this as an example. There we go. We raised some levies using the levies map mode. Looks like this. It's a strangely low resolution image for a button, for one of these buttons, but yeah, that's the one. If you meant something else, then I don't know. I mean, you'd have to phrase the question a bit better, but that's how you raise levies. Use of the game when I start a new campaign does not allow you to have. Okay, so it's not. It's based on region. So if you look at the region map mode, I'm not sure if you have it, because I've customized my this, but the region map mode, as you can see all the regions split up. Essentially, each region will have its own legion. So, in a sense, the way that you create legions is by getting land in a new region, and then you can get new legions. So here's an example. We've got Transalpine Gaul here, Cisalpine, Italy, Rhaetia there. Not much there, but Illyria, which is over here, and so forth and so forth. All this stuff. The amount of troops that you have inside of a legion is dependent on population inside the region that is of an integrated culture. For example, here in Transalpine Gaul, Massilian is an integrated culture, and Massilian, that's probably the way you pronounce it, as you can see, it gives me 15 cohorts worth of units, because I have 15 cohorts worth in population in the region. Probably a better example here in Cisalpine Gaul, I have Massalian and Lepontic as integrated cultures, and therefore, as a result, I have 60 cohorts worth in population, because I have Lepontic. If I can find integration status, and we're gonna get rid of the culture group. There we go. Integration status, Lepontic and Massalian, and therefore I get more levies, legions. People who don't belong to your integrated cultures will still contribute to manpower, but they don't contribute to your maximum legion count. That's completely. I think they changed how it works because I remember before there was a possibility to buy an army. Yes, there was. There was. You can still do that, but you need to research technology in order to do that, which is actually, in my opinion, much better. It's actually much cooler. Um, so you need to get the cohorts technology in order to build legions. Otherwise, you have to rely on these preset levies. And levies, like the troop loadout for levies, is completely dependent on culture. So let's say you have an integrated culture that is Celtic, you're likely to find yourself, like I do in Cisalpine Gaul, with light infantry and light cavalry and chariots and loads of archers as well. If you're playing with like Etruscans, for example, so you can see in Italy, I have more heavy infantry because in Italy I have Etruscan as a integrated culture. Yeah, there aren't that many guides for Imperator Rome, unfortunately. Like, I found myself having problems trying to understand how to play Republican government, because, like, the only guides that are available are, like, 2 or 3 years old and are completely out of date. So, I'm actually considering probably coming out with a couple of videos where, like, for 2.0, for, like, updated rules and so forth, updated mechanics, because it is a shame that people don't do that. Like, the community isn't big enough, unfortunately. Imperial Rome is actually really good. It's a really good game, and it definitely deserves more attention, but it doesn't get that from either the Paradox community or the developers. Oddly enough, they're not actually like developing the game anymore, or at least they're not for another year or so. And the problem with that, obviously, is that people are going to start petering off. They're not going to play the game as much because there isn't nearly as much support. Hopefully, the modding community picks it up, though. Apparently, there's a mod that's come out. What's it called? Imperator Invictus, which is kind of like a big like overhaul mod, which I'd be interested in playing, obviously. Yeah. Panispa. So I only need one thing left. Let's say if I used to play a lot of EU4, but got a little tired with the new expansion, so trying to play Imperator again. Oh, Imperator definitely, it's gotten much to with this new patch, 2.0. Get the feeling Imperator was slower than EU4. No, I disagree. I mean, I've played EU4 before, and I feel. What do you mean slower? Like, do you mean in terms of like pace, world conquest? I don't know. Because if you're talking about like expansion in Imperator is really quick. And simultaneously, like the pace, at least, especially like with this new patch, for the PC requires more. Yes, it's a newer game, so that's kind of a given. It definitely does require more processing power. But they have optimized the game quite a bit in 2.0, so they're not like, I remember back in the day, on the same computer as well, when Imperator Rome came out, I had issues playing the game. Um, it might have been on my laptop, actually. I'm not sure. I think it was probably on here. But yeah, it was probably like the worst optimized experience I've ever had with a Paradox game. But this is definitely like much improved. And I think a part of it has to do with the fact that they've like toned down like the character lag, like whenever you open up the character screen. Well, they fixed that a long time ago, but I don't know. I don't know when you stopped playing Imperator. um, I know a lot of people stopped playing after release, like, and didn't give it another shot. But yeah, it has definitely improved a lot. Okay, turning into a freeman, demoting into a citizen. Yeah, I've got to do a lot of waiting. I'm going to finish off this playthrough, essentially. Like, I've almost finished. And then I'll start something new, like Sparta or Athens. Playing Sparta. Oh, yeah? Yeah, no, you're definitely going to have issues with the manpower. So what the thing I would advise you do, it's not even just as Sparta. I would advise just like as a small nation, purchasing mercenaries and selling your fortifications. Like especially in Greece, where you got like loads of these like one territory nations, hiring a mercenary and getting rid of your fortification does so many things than Civil War and Lost Old Lands. Civil Wars are actually fairly easy to deal with, in my opinion. One of the things you could do is give free hands. The corruption from free hands is potential corruption, and it's completely free as well. So, how do I get off fortifications? So what I do is I go into here and right-click. You right-click on buildings that you want to destroy. Actually, that reminds me. So I got loads of buildings here, and I'll do that as an example. And you can also do it on the macro builder as well. So I'll do it on the macro builder. Tribal settlements. We'll have a look at those because they're useless as a civilized nation. You look at the purple here, and you go right-click, right-click. There we go. Destroy all the fortifications. I'll do the same on here as well because I don't need these. And I'm getting money out of this as well. It's extremely useful. Bam, 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 bam. Awesome. It's not like I needed the money, but there we go. The macro builder in Imperator is actually really cool. I gotta say. In the late game, it gets really laggy, though. How do you improve the economy of small nations? There are many things you could do. It really depends. Depends on your neighbors. It depends on it depends on your geographical position and your political position. Like, as Massalia, one of the things that I did to improve my economy, I was with small army of 3.5k, but was surviving with raiding conquered city. Yeah, generally, you want to build up your capital region. And this is the case with any nation, whether you're a small nation or a big nation. Like, if you look at my capital province, all of my territories are cities. And one of the great things this does, especially if you've got loads of coastlines, is firstly, you'll be getting loads of population migrating into these cities. That's the capital region. You can't see it on the map, obviously. You can only see it when I click on the capital like that. You look here, these are migrating population. Then a few pops, that's more like it. There, bam, migrating pops. I do have migrating pops, but it's not showing up. It's bugged for Antipolis. But essentially, what I do is I build up loads of ports on my coastal cities. I'd also make religious endowments to increase the amount of buildings that I can make inside my home province. I mean, obviously, if you got like loads of cities, that like increases the amount of stuff that you can build inside your province like tenfold. Whatever, how many territories you have in the province, it increases it like massively. So, in my opinion, it like a lot of stuff modifiers like terrain and whatnot, like that'll decrease or increase population capacity is completely irrelevant in my mind. Having more territories is ridiculously amazing because you can increase the amount of religious amount of building slots that they can make out of religious endowments. And by doing that, so like let's say you have loads of coasts, loads of territories to build cities in. So you migrate all of these pops into these cities. You import vegetables to decrease the price of moving slaves. You start conquering territories nearby. Sieging down territories and which therefore move slaves to your capital region. Usually to your ports, and then move the slaves from your ports, build up these inland cities, and repeat the process. You build up these inland cities using marketplaces, mainly because you want to increase your trade routes. And you can also build academies, grand theaters, and grand temples. I generally advise you do these three first, if you can. Obviously, you won't have the tech most of the time with the Grand Temple and the Grand Theatre. But the Academy is extremely useful in your capital region because it'll increase the local noble desired ratio and local noble happiness, which in turn increases output. And nobles are extremely useful because the output of a noble actually translates to research. So as you can see here, I have 65.52% research efficiency, despite the fact that I'm massive. I mean, like 65%, I'm actually surprised. I was expecting more like 30%. 65%, mainly because I've been culture converting a lot of these pops to mycelium. And most of I think the only pops that can like convert to nobles are mycelium. So yeah, I guess like most recently that's definitely been like a good thing there. Give me a sec. I'm just like checking my progress here because I'm trying to demote these pops, trying to turn so nobles for research, slaves or building, freemen. Yeah, freemen for the army, essentially for manpower. I think citizens do both research and manpower. Tribesmen are both manpower and money. I think taxes for the most part. Slaves give out commerce output. So slaves are a weird one. And here's an example. Actually, I'll find a better example. I'll try to, like, where's the best example here? I'll just use one of these cities. So essentially, oh, that's not a good example because I don't have enough slaves in these cities to increase the output. Is it really every 20 slave pops? That's ridiculous. 17. Give me a sec. I'm going to try and find some of these mines. There we go. Historia. Every 12 slaves. So I'm just going to move 12 slaves. Oh, every 10 slave pops gives me 1 iron. That's a good example. So because I have 12 slaves, I get 2 iron, and for every iron that I sell, plus because they also give they give both tax, base tax, so 0.2 per slave. What is important for research? So if you want to increase your research, I'd probably advise building libraries. I wouldn't do it personally though. If you're increasing, if you've got an effective like home base, home province, if you're building up your academies and culturally assimilating your population to your culture or integrated cultures, then that should be enough to increase your research efficiency up to 100%. There is a cap on how much research you can do, which is why I'm saying it. So sometimes building libraries might be a wasted cost because you have loads of nobles, you're outputting loads of research output, but it's actually not going anywhere. It's not to say that it's completely useless, because when you build libraries, you also increase your civilization level and population conversion speed. But the population conversion speed, in my opinion, 2.5 is extremely negligible, considering how much you get for just one building. 2.5% is like barely enough. Is barely any progress in terms of like chipping off a wrong religion, wrong culture, for example. It's very slow. I mean, if you want to go for like religious conversion, I'd go with the Grand Temple, and that's it. I mean, whatever you get from the library is just an extra. It's not the thing that you build a library for. I'm not sure what else. Just building nobles. Also, like having more nobles is useful. What do I recommend in a research tree when I start? It really depends on who you're playing as. If you're playing as a big nation, especially one with loads of a culture of the wrong type, Massalia, as an example, is one of these places because they're surrounded by loads of non-Greeks. Then I'd probably advise, I mean, though you are also in a tough position, so I'd either advise going down military and getting like discipline to fight the barbarians, or going down religion and getting the Great Temple. And if you're a monarchy, going down here to here. I'm now starting Rome for an achievement now. You're playing as Rome. If you're playing as Rome, I would say it really depends on where you expand, where you plan on expanding. So if you plan on expanding into Gaul, I would definitely advise building, going down this and getting the Great Temple city building. I probably wouldn't go down prescribed canon, and the reason why is because conversion policy laws only applies to monarchies. So I'd probably wait up on that. But going down here to open religion, even possibly going down to minor syncretism, is pretty useful because of the unintegrated culture group happiness. Because you went down to minor syncretism, you get a total of plus 6% unintegrated culture group happiness, which actually makes a lot of difference in the long term. Actually, probably one of the things that I would advise getting Actually, this is probably a must, actually. So, legal patronage and centralized commites. So, centralized commites reduces the change governor policy costs to minus 20%. That is a lot. That is a lot. So if you're a great power, you can reduce your cost by about 30%, and then this down to another 20%. So that's like minus 50% total of changing governor policy cost. That would reduce it from a 10 to a 5. And consider how many provinces you have. These are all the provinces you have that you could potentially be like changing your governor policies over and over again, like when your governors die, or like, yeah, yeah. That's another thing. Here's a tip: if you're assigning a governor, yes, finesse is extremely useful for your governor, but age is also another useful thing to consider, because when a governor dies, his governor policy is completely reset. So everything that you like changed, that you spent political power on, is going to be completely wasted if you appoint someone like someone old. So I would usually appoint someone young. Though alternatively, obviously, if their finesse is too low, then at a certain point it's kind of pointless having them as a governor in the first place. Like finesse 1, 2, or 3, I'd say. 1 to 3 is kind of not worth it. Yeah. If you're in that weird, like, I wouldn't even call it a sweet spot, like, whatever you call it. Like, if you have loads of people who don't have, if you don't have enough, like, people with high finesse that are young, then I just appoint an old person with, like, high finesse. Yeah. That's what I do. Just point out, an old person with a high finesse, and not change their governor policies, and just wait until I do find someone who's young, and then replace that guy. Yeah. Anyways, Caledonian is turning into a slave. That's a shame. What about ideas? What is worth? Is it possible to change in the future? It is possible to change in the future. Okay, so here's one thing that I'd advise you do. Or at least not so much advice, just a word of caution when it comes to ideas, and not only that, but also government. So if you change your government type, you're going to lose all of your national ideas. And I found that out way too late, way too many times as well. Like, I'd forgotten, and then, like, I went, oh, yeah, shit, I should have remembered that. So, like, for example, when I changed to a dictatorship from a republic, I lost all of my national ideas. I spent something like 60 political influence on national ideas. And, yeah... And then I had to reassign those national ideas, and that cost me about 80, because I've got like 4 of these national ideas. When it comes to actual national ideas, I don't know. Let's go through them. I'll just go through all of these. So starting with military, a military ethos is pretty good. Morale of armies, I like. Morale of navies is completely useless. Discipline is really nice. It's probably one of the most powerful ones there. Shipbuilding is shit. National manpower is a bit shit. Because manpower is actually not so useful anymore. Legion maintenance cost and Navy maintenance cost is kind of shit. If you're worrying about that, then your economy obviously isn't well suited to having legions in them in the first place. So I'd probably I'd reevaluate things if you're considering purchasing militarized society. Ordered retreat, reinforcement speed is all right. It's pretty useful if you've got loads of mercenaries. And morale recovery is also pretty nice. So like this is like useful for the mercenary specialists. Siege ability is also pretty nice. Experience decay, if you have the technology, it's pretty nice. But I probably wouldn't get it on its own if you're not specializing in experience decay. Build time is probably one of my favorites. Population capacity is actually also pretty useful. I'd probably go for that. So I'd like in the early game, I'd go for standardized construction because that reduces the price of buildings dramatically. But once I've like built up my economy, I'd go away from standardized construction and go to city planning to increase my population capacity by 25%. Province loyalty is pointless. National commerce income, I'd probably go for as well. That's kind of all right if you've got loads of trade, but in the late game, kind of becomes useless over time, mainly because you're not going to be trading with as many people. So commerce income decreases. You can still import stuff and import between provinces, but at a certain point, it kind of becomes pointless. So capital import routes is probably one of the worst out of the bunch. Like if you need to get capital import routes from using political influence, then you're obviously wasting your points and your time doing that. You can get loads of like import routes by building up marketplaces. So it's completely useless. Province import routes equally pointless. If you want to do that, just put loads of population into your cities and start building up marketplaces. Then you can start importing goods. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. National slave output, I think, in the long term, is always going to be good. It's way better than national commerce income, in my opinion, because even in the late game, slaves are always going to be there giving you tax. So national slave output, definitely. And it also translates to commerce anyways. So it kind of makes national commerce income a bit redundant, honestly, in my opinion. National citizen output, kind of pointless as well, honestly. You can increase citizen output with buildings. And the only reason why you'd want to increase their output is because of technology. But nobles really are the main thing you want for that. So it's kind of pointless. Monthly food modifier. Food is not a problem. So I'd ignore this. Monthly corruption, probably one of my favorites. Mainly, well, the main reason why it's like one of the best ideas in the game is because it applies to your leader. 90% of the time, in order to decrease corruption, you will have the ability to impose sanctions, right? And you can do that with any character, apart from your leader. This is the most effective way to reduce corruption. Otherwise, the best way to do it, and the best way to decrease the amount of corruption over time, is to get this. And I'm a big advocate for using free hands, which increases monthly corruption by like 0.2. That's what I mean. So monthly corruption from reduction from sanctioned privileges, it's ridiculously powerful, and plus you get loads of events when you do influencing stakeholders. The influence scheme that increase your leader's corruption for political power. Having sanctioned privileges really helps because I guess it kind of increases your potential political influence for your character by doing that. Otherwise, if you don't have any way to decrease your leader's corruption, then like the event kind of doesn't give you anything, especially if you take it when you're young. If you're about to die, yeah, you probably should take it because you're only going to get so much political influence out of your character anyways. But like in the early game, the amount of corruption you take on decreases the potential corruption you could take in the future. I'm sorry, a political influence you could take in the future. That's what I mean. It decreases the amount of political influence you'll have in your lifetime. As you can see, there's a percentage on ruler corruption. So that's the reason why, another reason why sanction privileges is really good. Anyways, on to the next ones. Unintegrated culture happiness, completely useless. It only applies to cultures in your culture group. This one is pretty useful. Unintegrated culture group happiness applies to pretty much anyone who isn't your culture, including people in your culture group. But yeah, everyone who isn't in your culture group gets an extra 6% happiness. That's really useful. Loyalty of generals and admirals is useless, in my opinion. I mean, maybe if you're not good at the game, then I'd probably get it. But if you know how to manipulate people in this game, you don't need loyalty of generals and admirals. Research points may be useful in the early game, but in the mid to late game, it's completely useless because you're going to reach a research cap eventually. Sorry. If you build up your capital region sufficiently enough so that you get loads of nobles and increase their output, then you don't need research points. You'd effectively be wasting political influence. I probably wouldn't even get it in the early game because you'd be wasting 20 political influence on something that's going to be useless soon. So yeah, I wouldn't do that. You're probably better off just building up your province with political influence. Loyalty of governors, also as useless as this. Improve opinion maximum. I'm not sure. I have no opinion on it. It's not terrible, but it's not good. I mean, I wouldn't take it over this. It's useful if you need allies, but most of the time you don't. War score cost. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I feel about war score cost. Here's the thing. There's an amazing technology that's been added since 2.0 came out. And this technology is called Winning Land by the Spear. It gives you a casus belli called Imperial Challenge War Goal. And the Imperial Challenge, it's like the Legacy of Alexander. You might not know what that is, but essentially what it is the end-all casus belli for big nations, for these major powers. So if you're considered a major power, you are susceptible to this casus belli, the Imperial Challenge. And what the Imperial Challenge does is every time one of your territories gets sieged down, it goes to the enemy, and vice versa. It's like a civil war, except you're declaring it on major powers. It is the most powerful casus belli in the game, which is why when it comes to this national idea of war score cost, I feel in the long term it's kind of pointless. At a certain point, if a nation is big enough that you can't like swallow it whole in one war, then war score cost is not what you want. Imperial challenge is what you want. Diplomatic relations, completely pointless. Because you don't need allies. State religion, country civilization level, it's kind of useless. I mean, not useless actually. It's actually not that useless. What am I saying? It's actually kind of useful. It's the other way around. country civilization level applies to everything. It doesn't just apply to your cities. It also applies to your territories. So in territories where you would not normally be able to increase your civilization all that much, you get an extra 5%. That's pretty useful. It means more population that you can cram into these areas. Yeah, it's pretty good. Anyways, what's next? There we go. Monthly War Exhaustion. War Exhaustion is kind of pointless. I mean, like, monthly War Exhaustion reduction is kind of pointless. I don't think War Exhaustion really hurts you all that much. I mean, it decreases your population happiness, but it also increases your monthly... Fuck, I'm trying to... Give me a sec. Fuck. It's not letting me... Oh, there we go. Yeah, it gives you monthly military experience at plus 50% to get to the cap of 20. Which is really useful if you're constantly at war. So yeah, monthly war exhaustion reduction actually kind of hurts you, in my opinion. Omen power, plus 15%, meh. I wouldn't get it over this. State religion is probably one of the best out of all of these. Loyalty of subject, meh. Population conversion speed is actually really good. I'd probably get that myself. Integrated culture happiness, it's alright. Monthly ruler popularity gain is kind of pointless. If you're going to be at war all the time, then this is useless. You can get lots of popularity just by winning wars. Divine Mandate, monthly tyranny, kind of pointless. You want high tyranny. Because high tyranny decreases aggression, expansion, change. So, yeah, no, it's Divine Mandate hurts you in the long run. Loyalty to the state, loyalty of characters plus 5, pointless. So pointless. So yeah, those are all the ideas. Yeah. I don't think there's anything else that I can think of that'll help you, but in short, just like as a TLDR, the ones that I'd go for, potentially, morale of armies, discipline, reinforcement speed, army morale recovery if you're mercenary based, siege ability, build cost and time, population capacity in the long run, in the long term, slave output potentially, monthly corruption for sure, unintegrated culture group happiness, country civilization level, pop conversion speed, and potentially integrated culture happiness. I mean, that's pretty nice, but yeah, that's like one of the worst out of the ones that I'd advise. What about trade? If I let it automatic, does it work well? Yes and no. I mean, it works well in the sense that it trades on its own, and it's like it doesn't hurt you or anything like that. Like trade deals usually, like almost every trade deal is equal regardless of the trade good. Like if you're trading like precious goods, precious metals, you make almost as much as you would by selling grain. I think I might be wrong about that, but like really the difference is negligible. The only reason why I'd say like automatic doesn't work well is because in the capital it might trade away your surplus, even though you tell it to not sell your surplus. It'll sell it anyways. Sometimes it's a bit buggy, but I would definitely do automatic trade everywhere but the capital. But I mean, really, honestly, I don't notice it that much. So I will say exporting definitely is better than importing. So I'm not sure like what the priorities are when it comes to that. I'd have to check that. Okay, Massalian is being turned into a freeman, and Massalian turning into that. Oh yeah. All right, Damnonia. Where are you? So these are Pritani. And we're gonna... Oh, fuck. Found a colony when this goes. So I'm gonna wait until November. And then I can win the game, finally. Good stuff. So what is this? This is Damnonia. Damnonian. Yes! Oops. Yeah, let's have a look. Druidic Massalian. Oh, that's weird. Yes. I'm this close to being able to bloody do it. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, interesting. I saw a Hellenic. Where might she be? Where be the Hellenic? Yes! I got the achievement! Oh, fuck yes! Alright, I'm just gonna exit to menu because it doesn't update automatically. Yep, done it. Done, did it. Pytheas' legacy. Massilia owns Orcades, Dumnonia, Cantiacia, and Scandia. Let's just put this on Reddit. Alright. Let's see. Huh. Alright, give me a sec. Submit. How do I? I'm just gonna go Imdra. Fuck it. What? What the fuck? What? Oh, I see. Oh, thank God. No, I was just putting in the wrong details. Without realizing. Fuck. But yeah, to those that had just joined, I finished the achievement, so we're gonna start something new. 4 weeks ago. The fuck? I've got to find the screenshots as well because they're all on Steam, and I don't know where the directory is for that. It's yeah, not very easy to find. I've got to like show a disk. Okay, is it saved? It says 4 weeks ago. That's so weird. Fuck. Alright. It is Pytheas. Sorry, I'll be done in a sec. Fuck. Damn. Fucking Indra is so hard to use. I don't understand why, like, you have to go through so many things just add to an album. It's so bad. Fuck me. Ah! Okay, image info. Done. Fuck me. Fuck. Oh, Jesus. Got it. Got the link. Alrighty, awesome. I'm gonna stop the stream, but I will be back in like 2 or 3 minutes, right? Because I just in order to because I'm going to be doing a different achievement, and I want to keep a record of that on YouTube. So I'm going to stop the stream, but I'll be back in like 5 minutes. Follow, subscribe, or whatever if you want to keep an eye on the stream. I'll be playing as Sparta. Alright, see you in a sec.
Hey, that's pretty good.